Today we're configuring Debian 12. We've got basically a stock install here from the last stream, and I really kind of want to finish this out. We got a couple auto start scripts we need to get going, some other packages, like I can't go to my other computer with Synergy, so we probably need to install it. Some basic configuration. I think also I need to do some authorization to like GitHub so I can push and pull repos. And then kind of just fixing things up as far as like running Thunar. I think we do have that installed and it is showing the proper things. We do need to add my network drives and kind of see that. Other aspects, I'm sure there's many things I'm forgetting here. With a fresh install, there's always something. So I'll timestamp this after the recording's done and we'll get to it. But overall, this should be a fun configuration stream as we kind of step through this. Now, there is one noticeable thing here is Thunar. When I do that, okay, it does launch. Another thing I'm noticing was, okay. So if I do another, okay, it is properly tiling, but sometimes that tiling, let's see. Yeah, the place mouse is not working right, I guess. So might need to look at our configuration there. And if we have this, and this goes into like a floating mode, let's see if we can't just, okay, that is kind of working. Oh, it's just that top corner. So I guess the DWM we're using did not get those packages. So let's first fix our window manager and then get that going. So, let's see what we got. Go into GitHub, go into DWM. What happened here? It says we have some modifications, but is our patches in there? Let's just go into patches. So we should have place mouth, resize corners. Those look to be done, but alas, they are not. That is very interesting. So let's do a sudo make install just to make sure. Sudo apt search DWM. Is that even okay? It's not installed, so that's good. I was like, am I running the stock one? It does show the suckless tools are installed, so we might look into that. We also need to do wallpaper as well, so that should be kind of interesting. And Dunst for notifications. We probably should do that as well on this setup. Man, some interesting things. So a fun way to log out of your instance, like let's say you have a base install like this, there is no log out button, and you have a couple different methods of logging out because we wouldn't want to relaunch all of DWM. You could restart your display manager service, which I think we're using LightDM here, or kind of a fun way to do it as well is you could do a pkill with a U and then put your username like this, and then it just kills your entire instance, spits you back to here. So that's kind of a cool way of killing it as well. What's up, Peter? Yeah, old DWM, we got it going here, except I think I just launched into the wrong. What is that setting? Let's take a look. Default X session, default X session. Oh, weird. Yeah, I think I still have to install DWM like proper with a session. Let's reboot. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Debian plus Nix Package Manager is probably one of the best possible experiences. I agree with that. I think that gives you kind of the best of all the worlds. You get the stability of Debian, and then you get the more bleeding edge packages with Nix. And also most things run on Debian. Most guides, most programs, everything's kind of engineered with Debian in mind a lot of the time. So you usually get the best. The thing I would caution people against, though, is where you'd like an Arch or a Fedora would be a better thing is if you're on the bleeding edge hardware. So let's say you have current gen Intel or a current gen AMD, like you're one of those enthusiasts, PC building enthusiasts or stuff like that. You don't want Debian because this is just going to be too old for you. And a lot of the hardware compatibility would be out. Now, you could do like custom kernels and other things, but the firmware packages themselves are still pretty old. And that's when I'm like, I would move to a Fedora or an Arch if, let's say, I had the latest and greatest Intel. Like, what is it, 13th gen now? If I had like a 13th gen Intel, probably wouldn't use Debian. Just my 2 cents when it comes to firmware and newer hardware. So that's kind of where your Arches of the world and Fedora would definitely win out for new hardware. But if your hardware's like over a year old, you should be fine. Yeah, having fun again. I am running into this weird thing. My place mouse and also my resize is no longer working. I thought I patched these, so I guess we're going to do a DWM patch real fast. I thought we did this, but somehow it got lost. Unless, no, it's using my patches, because if it wasn't using my patches, you wouldn't see, you'd just see the numbers up at the top. So it's not using the stock. I don't know what happened there. I thought we did it. So let's move DWM place mouse. So strange. Let's put that back a directory and then move resize corners, DWM resize corners back a directory. And I also want fake full screen, because fake full screen should also do that as well. Let's just double check that. Man. So let's go, I guess, DWM patches. I gotta check on fake full screen because I swear I did all these. Oh, fake full screen. So let's say you're watching something on YouTube. Let's just test this real fast. So we have this open and we have this. We go YouTube. Let's just pull up my channel. Let's just grab something like this. Yeah, fake full screen's not working either. Man, that sucks. Okay. Because if you go fake full screen, let's go theater mode. Let's go play. It doesn't get too bloated, like you can start to see my system packages are getting a little so I do like how that is. I guess. I don't know. I don't know on that one. Yeah, it could be a YouTube thing too. Let's see if there's another full screen in here too. There's a bunch of full screen patches. Let's see. Applies monocle layout, fold and hides the top bar. When pressed again, shows the bar. I like that. I think we'll grab this one as well. Let's patch these 3 things and then we'll move on from DWM. We'll just wget that. All right. Move DWM full screen. I forgot. Let's put these. So the 3 patches we're going to apply is just the full screen patch, the place mouse, and the resize corners patch. All those things should be relatively easy. So do we have the patch command? Okay, we do. So let's go patch dash P1 and DWM full screen first. Succeed. We do have a conf. We'll address the conf. Let's just vim. It's rare we get a, today's looking up. We already got a good patch. Full screen. We got lock full screen. Check that. Do we have anything else on full screen? Let's go next. Yeah, so we have mod key shift F for full screen. So lock full screen and mod shift F. We're going to just replace monocule layout right here with full screen. So let's just go new tab. Oh, my NeoFetch isn't set up either. Gosh. Oh, why do I keep doing new installs? Well, this one's actually a brand new install with my config wiped out. That's right. All right. Well, let's before we do DWM, let's fix up Neofetch, shall we? Repo clone, and we're gonna clone Neovim. Neovim. Oh wait, Nvim. What version? Oh, that's right. Debian has an old version of Nvim. Oh, all right. We're already running into some Debian woes that I miss some things. Okay, it's fine. So we have our GitHub directory, but we're going to create a new one, and we're going to call this one build. The difference between GitHub and build, GitHub's going to be my repos, build's going to be self-built from like GitHub. So we're going to do build from source on this one. I'm not even going to mess around with package managers for Neovim. I want Neovim on the system natively everywhere with no paths or anything. I don't want any shenanigans. So we do need to add this and that. Let's just create a new tab. GitHub. I already have Neofetch installed. I think just Neovim here and Neovim. This directory is pretty much where we got. I think it's just the latest tag. Let's see, what are the tags on this one? This is a stable build. Tag stable. Okay, so we'll just switch to the tag stable, do a clone of this, and build it. Let's look at the build instructions. Yeah, should be easy. Let's build from source. The true way. Doesn't matter what Linux distro you're using, build from source always works. Every time. Except when I forget to copy. Do I have xclip installed yet? Oh, no, I do. Okay. It's like, man, I'm missing everything. So we'll just git clone that. So we got that. Going to Neovim. And then I want to say just git, I want to say tag, right? Is that it? Tag. And then, is it just stable? Fatal tag. Or is it git checkout? Dang it, I forget the syntax. Git checkout tag. Can't remember. Yeah, okay. Tags / and then get that. Okay. Or you could do a git fetch all tags. So git fetch all tags. Or, oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Oh, well, what happened there? Git fetch all tags. Yeah, git checkout tags / stable. That should work, right? Switching to tag stable. You are detached from the head state. Now you're running, head is now nvim 0. Okay, I don't know why the git fetch didn't work. That technically should have, but oh well. Neither here or there. We're good. We're on the stable tag, and then we can start our build. So we can switch this tag anytime we want, or just do a get the latest or whatever it is. Git fetch tags. I still want to know why. That should work, but it doesn't. Interesting. All right. Anywho, moving on. Let's get our built. I think we already have make, of course, and then we just do a sudo make install at the default installation. So we don't have cmake. That's a problem. Let's grab cmake, shall we? There's probably other dependencies we're missing. Let's just see. Oh, there's the packages. No. Build prerequisites. All right, cool. Probably ninja build and get text as well. Just gonna grab these. Yeah, there was other stuff. I was like, I'm sure there's something else I'm missing from a dependency standpoint. Let's look. Anything else? Nah, we're good. And then we clone it. See, this is, I would always check out the tag. Don't just do a clone. That way, oh, git checkout stable. There it is. They put it in the instructions. So then we can just do that. So we'll just do cmake or a make build, bam, and we should be good. And most people would just use Nix package manager here. Like I said, I just want, because I use Neovim literally everywhere. I want to make sure no matter what user I'm on, wherever I'm at, I have my Neovim and I have my Neovim config. Because that was one thing with Nix that was driving me crazy, was I was running as like sudo or root. My Neovim wouldn't be there. And I'm like, oh, please, what? So let's install. And now when we go in Vim, yes. Let's try that again. Where did it install it? Maybe relaunch. Okay. I was like, I just need a relaunch. It didn't update the path. Okay, great. So now we actually have an up-to-date version of Neovim. And we can go back to our GitHub. Come back to DWM. But for our NVim, let's also do our clone. Should have Neovim down here. Let's look at our setup. It's been a minute since I looked at this. So we're setting up Packer. Removing whatever's there. That's fine. Undo directory scripts. Tiny PNG I don't really use too much anymore, but I'll allow it. And then it grabs most of what we need down here. I like that setup script, actually. That doesn't look bad. All right, let's start going. Get our Neovim set up real quick to everything in chat, but let's see. Check health. We got a bunch of failures. What's this one? Clipboard image plugin exception. Health not found. Okay, whatever. Oh, we need npm node.js. So sudo apt install node.js npm. Let's grab those. We're definitely going to need that because a lot of stuff. Cargo as well is needed. Let's see, what else are we missing in my config? A lot of this is actually a lot better than I thought. It's actually not too bad. Probably Python, right? Do I already? No, I already have Python. Okay, pip3 not available. Let's grab pip. So probably sudo apt install pip and cargo. Grab those guys. So let's just quit that. Close that out. Pip install Neovim probably. I think that's a command. Oh, that's right. There was a change. To install Python packages system-wide, try to install Python 3 XYZ. If you wish to install a non-Debian package Python package, create a virtual environment with VMV, and then use Python path to bin pip. Oh, that's right. I wonder if there is like a sudo apt install Python 3 like Neovim. Okay, there's a system-wide package for that. Cool. I don't have to use pip. All right, let's check health one more time. I wonder what I did with that. I think we're missing Lua, and that's a problem for us. Lua Rocks probably is missing. Probably need to pull up compositor, PHP. That's fine. I don't think I need PHP or composer. Tree sitter not found. That's fine as well. It's just a warning. PyVim's there. Latest Python's not installed. That's fine. npm. Okay, we are missing this. Let's yank that. Run that as sudo, please. Oh, pipx is also good. Yeah, we'll grab that. And then we'll install pipx. I like pipx too. It makes them life a little bit easier. Anything else over here? Perl module. I think we can get away with not using Perl module. Perl's so old at this point. I know people love Perl, especially Perl programmers, but not really a fan, to be honest. All right, great. Let's just quit that. Let's try Nvim one more time. We should be good enough to move on from here. Yeah, we should have no errors. Everything looks pretty good. Let's pull up Mason and see if we can't grab... Well, we have Lua there. Lua language server, Lua check, Lua formatter. I don't want to install a whole bunch of language servers though. Style Lua. Because the LSP is right here already. It seems redundant to do LSP. What about the DAP though? No, linter, Lua check. We could install the Lua check linter. And then formatter, Lua formatter. All right, cool. That should be good. And then we do a Mason again. How's that looking? We've done our Neovim. I think we're pretty much ready. We're good. Now, let's come back into our GitHub. And we're going to do the patches. I think we already did the full screen patch, but config, def. Ooh. Actually, I think what we'll do is vim config .h. And what we're going to do is look at the added lines. So there's one added line over here in config. If we look, we got this mod key right here. And that was the only added line. Okay. Thought there was more. Easy peasy. Do you want to install? Sure. Yes. We'll install our CLang server. Cool. All right. Let's come down into our hotkeys. And let's just come over here. Put that in. I kind of want to change this monocule layout from here. I feel like just doing this. Going delete. Coming back to here. And just making this a little bit more tidy. You know, something like that. And then I don't even have that second layout. I just have floating, tiling, and then full screen. Because I don't really use monocule very much where I like want to take up the whole thing. I either want to float it, I want to tile it, or I just want to show the whole screen. So I won't use that secondary layout. Cool. All right. So full screen patch done. Let's go ahead and patch P1, place mouse. I swear we did this patch. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Huh. Reversed or previously applied patch detected. Assume -R? No. I don't know what -R is on the patch command. Let's cancel. So I know we did these patches. Maybe there's something in our config.h that I messed around with. Or maybe I didn't add something for place mouse. Let's take a look at place mouse. So place mouse is an important one for reorganizing windows on your screen if you're doing DWM. So I look like I already patched all this. I knew I did. Oh, yeah, it's not actually in the official repos. Oops. Oh, that's right. I forgot you guys had me switch out cat with, what was it last stream? We're no longer using cat. We're using Bobcat. Jeez. I don't even remember what alias I made for that. Oh, jeez. That's hilarious. Batcat. That's right. Just bat. B-A-T. Oh, that's funny. Okay, we got rid of move mouse. And now it's move or place 1. Let's verify. Dude, this is really a lot better than cat. I'm so glad you guys turned me on to BAT. This is like life-changing because I can't tell you how many times I cat something. And I've only slept like one day between then and now, and I already forgot I did this. Or you guys had me do it. And now I'm like, dude, this is so much better than if I did a cat. Ah, it's so cool. So let's check our thing. Let's go DWM and let's vim our config h place. Okay, so we have place mouse here. Move replace. See, that should... Tile position is relative to Windows center. Tile position is relative to mouse cursor. Mouse cursor warps to Windows center. Should be just... We'll change that to a 2. It should be working, though. And I don't see the old version, so we did delete it. All right, let's cat DWM resize corners. Maybe there's something weird on that one? No. There isn't. That was a really easy one. If we do a patch P1 DWM resize corners, did it freeze? Yeah. I don't know what happened with that. Weird. Okay. What if we do a make? It's fine, right? Yeah, make looks good. Strange. Make sudo make install. I mean, that looks good, right? Man, that make install's fast. Damn. What did I do? I broke it. Yeah, I've changed a lot of stuff, but not that much. Let's reboot. Reboot fixes everything. It's the Windows user in me talking. All right. Let's see. How are we doing? Okay, we're fixed. I don't know what was happening with that, but yeah, we're good now. What if we do full screen? We float. We go back to tile. Okay, great. Let's say I want to take this NeoFetch. What happens if we go back to tile? Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oops. The bar situation on the full screen, not great. It didn't quite switch back, I don't think. Like, let's just do that again real fast. Oh, okay. But if I'm like here and I go tiling, then I'm like, oh crap, my bar's gone. But if I come back into here, okay. That makes sense. I'm going between full screen and non-full screen. The patch worked, though. That's a really good patch. All right. Let's jump to our DWM, and we're done with DWM. That's all fixed up how I want it. Let's just move star.diff to patches. And let's remove star.original. I don't really care. Oh, we're missing trash. Gotta have trash CLI. I can't tell you how many times I've aliased RM to trash, because I can't tell you how many times I wipe something out on my regular drive and I'm like, oh crap, I need that. And when you use RM from the CLI as much as I do, let's just say, you guys know how much I delete important stuff. I'd much rather have a trash bin to go to and go, let me grab that back real fast, than go, oh, let's reinstall. Although I'll probably end up reinstalling anyways. But trash CLI might save me. You never know. It's worth doing. Okay. Let's jump back to our DWM real fast. Remove star.original. All right. We're good. And let's oh, you know what? I don't think we ever did reauth our GitHub. gf auth status. I think I need to refresh this, because when I did a git push, it didn't work. So 1 second, I'm going to reauth. Git auth refresh. I think it's actually gh auth refresh. Yes. Let's authenticate, and I'm just going to pull this up. Sorry you guys can't see this, but again, I prefer not to have any of my IPs exposed more than I already have. And I got my two-factor. I mean, two-factor would probably stop everybody, but still. Better safe than sorry, I always say. Except when it comes to backups, because losing data's fun. At least when it's on stream, it is. Oh, so great. All right, we're good. Anti-dox measures done. All right, so now let's jump to DWM. We're going to push this. We'll just do a lazy G. Push this over into... I guess we'll just call this a full screen fix. Oh, we're good. We're good. Can I show everything on the screen? Yes. Okay, let me show you what I did. So GH is a great way to use SSH keys because using like a username and password is just monumentally stupid in 2023. Don't ever do that, especially for GitHub. And, you know, I have a lot of repos. I'd hate to see what would happen if some nefarious actor got my credentials. So I like to use GH to authenticate with two-factor, and then it uses keys stored locally in a combination of other security measures to basically make that happen. And the GH command is kind of how I do that auth. And then you set up Git, so then you can use Git push, or let's say Git commit, and then the message. You can do that. So GH can set up Git, and then it's a great way to clone repos, manage stuff all through the CLI. It's super easy. Now, it used to be before I learned about GH, I would set up like a user agent that would check a SSH key and then it have to auto run. It was a nightmare. So that's why GH is so cool. I love the GH package. And if you use GitHub a whole lot, GH with Git is heaven. I'm so thankful for it. It's just so great. I can't speak highly enough of it. Getting back to the task at hand, building a auto start script using lightdm. So if we go vim etc lightdm lightdm.conf, if we look at this, oh, that's right. Oh, geez, never mind. Running invim as sudo is something completely different. Damn it. All right. So we have session wrapper, auto login sessions DWM. It does find that session, but for whatever reason, it's not properly seeing it, I guess. So I don't know what's up with that. We have greeter setup script, session setup script. I feel like we should do a display setup script and put this as home, Titus, and then like autostart.sh. Maybe we just do autostart. We don't necessarily need the .sh. We'll just make it a bash script for the display. Because we're auto logging in as Titus, we're running the DWM session, and then we're running the setup script autostart. I like that. That seems like you could take it and do whatever you want with it. So then if we go vim, let's just move our .profile because obviously it doesn't really matter. Let's just call this autostart, chmod autostart, vim autostart, and then here we're going to change things around just a bit. We're going to go bin bash. So it's going to run the Nix profile, and then anything else we want to do, such as our scripts, which, did I save the scripts before I wiped them out on Nix? Ah, crap. I don't think I did. Did I? Well, let's jump to DWM. CD scripts. Maybe I put it in here. That would have been smart. Yeah. Look at me being all smart. Great. I didn't wipe it out, guys. Look at that. I'm learning slowly. Let's just put that over here. Status. Do I need an ampersand after that? I feel like I do. I feel like an ampersand is needed, otherwise it might get stuck. So it spawns a process and then moves on. Okay. Got a nice color scheme. One thing I'm seeing already with my kitty though, you notice how I have these weird borders like these. I don't like that. That's such wasted space. Like, why would you have padding and margins on a terminal? I guess over here it kind of makes sense to have the padding and margins, but I don't like it, especially on my Neovim. So let's close that. Let's jump over to Neovim real fast. And no, that's not where it's at. It would be in my bash, right? Vim bash rc. No, never mind. It wouldn't be here either. I think it'd be under kitty, actually. I bet you it's under kitty.com. So we got fire code, background opacity 0.9, scroll lines. I guess remember window size doesn't matter, but I technically would put that as yes, especially if you're into floating windows, which I'm not really, so I don't really care. But if you're not using tile and window management, that would make people very mad. Hide windows, direct directions, yes. Remember window size, no. Initial window size. That's a weird number right there. Let's just change that. What was I thinking? I'd probably put yes to that too. I don't see any of the padding actually. Did I miss it? Yeah. You can see the padding at the top and the sides. Let's go. Kitty margins. Window padding width 4. So maybe it's an undefined variable. Let's see. Oops. So we have initial window right here. Oh, here we go. I missed it. So let's just put this at like 2. It seems okay, I guess. Invim. It's fine on the sides, but the top. So maybe the padding on the top would need to be changed next. So we have width, window border width. Yank this, paste it, and then instead of width, we do height, like that. Height. Did I spell it right? I failed English class, so. Do I have C spell installed too? I need to check. I don't think that fixed it. Dang. No. GHT. Did I do TH? Oh my god. That's awesome. Oh no. Still didn't work though. Yeah. I spelled it, but I didn't. Okay, I got it right now. HIEITGH. Okay, yeah. So I got it right now, but that's obviously not the proper way to. Maybe there's another height. Initial window height. Okay. Border height, margin height. Oh. Let's check that out. Kitty margin height. Window margin width. Where did I miss that up? Does Kitty have a dark mode in here? Dang. That's brutal, man. Okay. The step size, that's between lines, which is fine. That shouldn't be... Oh, maybe the step size is at the very top. Okay. That might be what we got to deal with. Single window margin width is what everybody's saying. Well, I mean, I'm in dark mode. It's just this is not here. Tab bar. Not really using that. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that's strange. Single window margin width. Okay, let's try that out. So if we go single window margin width, these obviously don't do anything. So if we look at that, come back to Invim. All right, yeah. Oh, that's right. I need to fix that too. Still didn't fix it on the single window margin width. It's not there. Let's try the cell height next. It's got to be, let's just see what the step. I think it's the step here. Window resize step cells and lines. Let's see what that does. No, that still didn't fix it either. What did that do exactly? We still have that little width there. That's a little odd. Resize and steps. Yeah, that's not gonna give me anything. And then there's just tab bar, which we don't have a tab bar in Kitty. I removed it. Huh. How odd. Yeah, try placement strategy top left. kind of a hacky way of doing it. Yeah, it almost makes me want to dump this terminal, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not like the end of the world, but it's still awfully strange, right? Um, let's see. Do we have placements? Placement strategy is not there. That's fine. Let's just go margin, put these here. Make kind of those change. So then if we do placement strat G top left, something like that. We can take a look, see, does that give me anything? Maybe. Yeah, that's better. But now we have all this space right down here. Right here. Look, what's up with all that space? What? Why is this? Yeah, that's a weird one, right? Coming back into here, there's got to be a margin or height or something. Let's take a look. We're just gonna go line by line. We're gonna find it. Cursor, scroll back lines. That's fine. Click modifier, select by word, hide weight, enable layouts, initial window size, repaint delay, input delay, bell duration, no audio bell because I'm not a masochist. Term set to X kitty. Yep. Placement strategy top left. It did fix some stuff. Single width. I do want just a slight width there. That's fine. Foreground, background colors, more colors, all colors. And then we got hotkeys and key mappings, decorations, and maybe the theme.conf. Let's check that out. Let's take a look. Vim theme.conf. Maybe it's in here. Well, that's a big nope. All that is colors and RGB. Alacrity is nice. Yeah. I mean, we can try Alacrity. What's everybody's favorite terminal? Let's I really like Kitty other than this little margin error thing. WesTerm. I've seen WesTerm a lot, especially on Unix Rices. It seems like WesTerm's the go-to for many people in Unix Rice. A non-GPU accelerated terminal. Why do you need a GPU accelerated terminal? That seems like snake oil to me, man. It's a terminal at the end of the day. Do we really need a GPU accelerated? That seems like the website optimization of terminals there. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the GPU accelerated nonsense. Yeah. I have a hard time believing that. Terminator is deprecated at this point. I don't want to go back to Terminator. Yeah. Cool retro term. Oh, yeah, that looks ugly though. I'm not a big fan. ST is pretty minimal. We could try to do ST. Gosh, man. That'd be rough. Foot, Westerm. I think between Westerm, Foot, ST, and Alacrity. Yeah. Let's. I'm gonna take a poll here. Let's first get Chatterino. Chatterino. Oh, not found. Auto start. Let's go Chatterino. Chatterino. Nope. Is Nix working? Nix. Oh, come on. What? Why didn't that work? Maybe it's a script inside of a script, and that's why I didn't like it. Let's just see what the hell is this script, anyways. I really love this bat cat, though. Man, that's such a win. That's so nice. So pretty. So it's just setting a couple of variables here. Nix link path and path. It's probably the biggest thing it's doing, because it sets the Nix link variable, and then it just expands that. It's Nix link variables home.nix profile, and then it just goes into bin. Is there anything else that it's doing? Man path for Nix link share man. Okay. So it's doing man path as well. It might be causing issues on startup because it's running it as system and it's unable to verify home and user maybe. That's possible. Like, but I mean, you should be able to just take this. Let's just, oops, no. Oh, well, that's, what? Why is it, like, huh? Oh, I bet it wants this syntax probably. So it's probably not setting the environment when it's running it. So instead of it doing it that way, what you could do would be like a bash that. And if you're running it as system, then maybe like a bin bash that. And that would run it probably a lot better than using a dot. That's my only thoughts here on the auto start not working. Like bin bash home. And this might still cause problems, and if it does, then I probably would do break out the home. Yeah, we'll see. So if we close that, Nix still doesn't find it, and then if we do auto start, Nix still doesn't find it. That's so weird. What the hell's up with my Nix here? Why did it like that? Maybe I just put that line in my... I feel like just putting that line in my bash RC and calling it a day. Yeah. I feel like the solution here is instead of running it there, just doing like a bash RC. Do I even have any Nix? Oh, yeah, I don't have Nix anywhere in here. So probably like towards the end of the file, we're declaring the bath right here for like bin bash. We have Starship, and then we have auto jump. So I probably would go Nix installs, and then do something. What the hell? No. What? Maybe it's auto start. Fat fingering everything today. Let's just try that Nix install on the bash RC. I feel like that's a better way of doing this anyways. Meh. So now we go Nix. Yeah. Okay. And then we go Chatterino. Nice. Okay. Neat. That does work. All right, cool. All right, 1 second. I'm gonna just authenticate. Okay, and join Chris Titus Tech. All right, All right, we're back with Chatterino. So we have the bash RC, which is fine, but our problem with that now is running the Nix programs. Our XDG needs to be configured for Nix programs. Well, you can always build SDDM from source. Yeah, and I still read it from the second monitor. Hey, you guys remember when I had the monitor over here, and I was constantly doing this? Instead, I was like, hey, I need to move that monitor up to here, so then I can leave. At least it's not as jarring. Hello, Wall. How are you today? You can do TTY and those types of things, but I like Light DM. It's a little more elegant. Or if you're talking about like using Twitch chat in like WeChat or a terminal-based thing, you can do that, but the problem with the terminal-based ones is you miss out on the emojis. I kind of like the emojis. Yeah, and probably let me just let's get that big. I like it. How do you feel about Void or Gentoo Linux? I love them. I think they're great. I love Void Linux because I think its default instructions do like initd for the thing instead of systemd, and it's rare to see different init systems these days compared to what's out there. And then Gentoo, of course, because you just decide everything. Like you you are making your options for the Linux kernel and saying, you know what, I don't want all this Linux kernel bloat. I'm going to strip out some stuff from my Linux kernel and make it a little bit cleaner and more streamlined. And I love that. I think that's cool. I think that's really neat. Yeah. You should do a summary video of how users can install DWM from your GitHub. It would help them. Yeah, I think so, Peter. I'll definitely do that in the future. I'm just trying to get my DWM perfect, like exactly how I want. It's so close right now, though. Like, oh man, it's so close to where it's simple. Most people will look at it. I don't know how appealing this is. Let's take a poll because, oh, let's not show that on stream. Let's just do a poll here. Can I do a poll in Chatterino? Let's see. Poll. Which would you use DWM if... Would you use my DWM? Oh, can't do it there. All right, let's try it here. Poll, would you use my DWM? Interface. Ah. Oh. Dude. All right. Let me type this one more time. Yes or no. Some people would call my interface just too basic. It's a question that I'm kind of like, I like it because it's minimal, it's simple, it can't break. And I think I like that. Yeah, it has to be a good starting point. That's very true, Peter. Because like I saw all your patches like, oh, this is cool. And then I was like, nah, I'm going to choose some different patches because I want it to work a little differently. I think outlining that is important. I've made a couple videos over on Titus Tech Talk about it, but yeah. My main video on the main channel tomorrow is going to be NixOS. I referenced every video, all my timestamps, and I think it was over 6 hours of live streams that I timestamped in NixOS, and a whole bunch of clips and other stuff for NixOS to get a starting point. And then I went over NixOS jobs at the very start of it. I'm like, why NixOS? And told people about like the job offer I got for $300K working at a hedge fund. And my main thing was deploying NixOS. And then there was a lot of, I just pulled up Indeed, just a regular job search, and just typed in NixOS, and I was like, dude, everything's over 6 figures, I think the average salary was like $160,000 for NixOS developers. And I was like, dude, that's nuts. So it was like, that's a good job, really good job that many people probably need to know about. And that's kind of made that for tomorrow's video. Yeah, I mean, it's something that, I totally see why businesses use NixOS, and it's so easily replicated, and a lot of people are looking for NixOS engineers and developers, and there's not a lot out there. And I was like, dude, people need to know about this, because I shouldn't be able to pull up jobs well into the 6 figures for something like Nix, which frankly you could probably learn fairly easily in just a couple weeks to a month. I think I wouldn't say I was a master or anything. I'd say I'd know the basics, but I mean, there were still flakes and Home Manager to really look into on Nix, but such an amazing distribution. And I totally get why it's so big in business. Yeah. And it's a hot market right now. Now, there's just not very many people there, or at least people don't know about it. They're about to, though. That video is coming out tomorrow, and there's going to be a lot of IT professionals that watch me that are going to go, damn, okay, Titus, I'm going to put my, go apply to those jobs, because, wow, I had no idea. Oh, yeah, cheat sheet. That's a good one, Igor. Oh, look at that. 56 people say yes. That's a lot more than I thought from chat. Okay. I think doing a cheat sheet and setting it up to make it as noob friendly for folks would be important. Maybe a couple more patches for quality of life for some folks. Yeah, definitely do a video on it, though. Thanks, guys. Why didn't you take the 300K job? Well, I make a lot less money now than 300K. Don't make anywhere near that. But the thing I love about what I do right now is freedom. Time is money. And too many people just look at the dollars and say, I'm going to sacrifice all my time and chase the dollar. And that just leads to a miserable life, man. And I know from experience, I would say I topped out about 150, 160 in my career as an IT director, and I couldn't have been more miserable making that much money in that position. I would say that probably I'd be a lot happier with 300K, and I think I'd enjoy my job a lot more as like a NixOS developer. But that's why. Yeah, being your own boss is there's beauty in it. And for this, I probably could work a lot harder and make a lot more money doing this right here, or really making YouTube videos, not necessarily streaming. And I could do more sponsors. I could do a lot more things, develop more products. But a lot of the time, I do what I do here is just because I love it, and that's fun. But if I do need the money, what I'm saying is I could do a lot more work and produce a lot more tangible stuff that would be much more lucrative. But freedom is a big one. Yeah, and that's just it, Michael. I think a lot of people are under the impression you become like an entrepreneur and then overnight you start making just bank. And really, I think it's like a buildup. Let's say you run your own business. It starts off you're working 80 hours a week and making pennies. If you're making anything at all, you're just happy to break even doing whatever it is you're doing. And then over a year or two, you get to a point where you're like, hey, I'm actually making a little bit of money. And then over 3 or 4 years, you can start expanding and making more money. It just depends on what your goals are. I think building out a team and those types of things, if you're really looking to become like a millionaire, I think that's probably needed. I'm not. I mean, I want to make more than I need to help those around me and that type of thing. So I need to do a better job at doing my job. But um, past that, I think, you get to a spot and there's a good balance there, that work-life balance. I'm always trying to master, but I'm terrible at it, to be honest with you. There's many times where I'm just like, crap, I'm gonna have to work the rest of the day to finish this video or whatever it might be, because it didn't turn out the way I want it to. Sometimes you go to build something or make something and just like, oh well, wasted 20 hours on that, on to the next. And that's just goes with the flow. And as far as YouTube goes, I think I talked about this in the last stream about it not being a valid job. And I think a lot of that was, there's so much more to it than just making videos. You can do the YouTube treadmill where you're just churning out videos. Like for me, the optimal number of videos on my main channel is 3 videos. And I could get on that treadmill and just churn those out and make probably around 60 to 70,000 in ad revenue, which is not bad. But compared to an IT career, I'd rather do the IT career if that were the only thing I was doing. The big thing, though, is building the other stuff that actually makes it a business. And that's like sponsor spots or digital products or merch sales, cttstore.com. There's a lot of other aspects where I fail pretty hard on. And, I do got to get better about that. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to do just a whole workout stream where you just spin channel points and we go crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'll set those up. I did get contacted by 3CX. I've done a video for them in the past. That's who I use all my VoIP through, and they're a great service. I love them. I've even deployed them in a lot of businesses. I know they did have a hack a couple months back, but that was for like desktop software and those types of things where they had some issues, but I still use them every day. Oh, the hosting expenses issue. I don't know on that. I don't know enough about that BDD to comment on the NixOS Foundation hosting. Another person brought that up and like, hey, what's happening with NixOS and expenses? But somebody always step up, or it'll move on. One of the two. Yeah, I think having a nice neighborhood having a nice house in a quiet neighborhood and you're fine. And that's the big thing. I have a pretty nice house. It's not huge. It's 2,000 square feet. That's pretty large for many people, depending on where you are in the world. Like here in America, here in Texas, that's on the smaller side of houses here. Most houses here are probably around 3,000 square feet. Your starter homes are probably around 1,200 square feet in this area, where mine's just kind of, I'd say, average. My house is the worst house in my neighborhood, which is cool. But it depends on where you're at. And I think the big thing is just, oh God, what was it? There was a saying, and I've said this before. I think it was Kurt Vonnegut, and he was talking to somebody, and he went to like a billionaire's house, and he was like, you know what? I have something that this billionaire never will have. And the other guy's like, what's that? He's like, I have enough. And I think there's some beauty in that. So no matter what it is different for everybody, but I have enough. And I don't want a bigger house. I don't want a newer car. My car's 10 years old. I'm totally fine with a 10-year-old car. I have enough. And I love what I do. I love sitting here chatting with everybody. I mean, I couldn't imagine life being any better than this. 820 square feet, UK average. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think a lot of people get caught up with that chasing the shiny thing or the next biggest thing, because it's funny how, like, man, a 2,000 square foot house, if you go back to me 10 years ago, I was like, dude, my 1,200 foot square house was plenty. Then I had 2 kids, and then that changed. But yeah, it's always that driving forward. I want more money. I want a bigger house. I want a faster car or a newer car. There's all that, and it's just I think it's just human nature. And if you can get away from it, man, oh my gosh, it's amazing. When you start valuing your time, like a good example of this is someone like, hey, ask me, hey, Titus, can I have an hour of your time? A lot of times I'm like, no, or I ignore them. I know that's a complete dick move, but my time is worth a lot to me. And if that means I'm going for a walk, I value that walk by myself than I do with going and spending it or making money. I think, hey, that is, my health is huge priority. Spending time with my family is another huge priority, because they're already growing up too damn fast. My son's 19 and my daughter's 12. Like, what the hell? Man, it just seems like yesterday they were just little babies. And I'm like, damn, this is just going too quick. So time is something that, man, guard it like it's just precious gold, because it's something that you will spend and you will never be able to get back. Hey, Hikari, man, hadn't seen you in a while. Do you use a CDM to host your website with the Cloudflare front? Yeah, Cloudflare actually has a Pages hosting service for static sites, and that's what I use. So I use Cloudflare for the CDN, and it actually is the host. Check out Cloudflare Pages. For the back end, I'm using Hugo. I love Hugo. Like, static site generators, oh, they're all the rage, man. Like, oh, simply the best. Love it. My time is precious. That's why I goof off with Chris. Well, I appreciate it, man. Oh, Akari's streaming chess. Damn, okay. We need to go. I mean, it's been a while since I've done some chess. Need to hit that up. Do one of your kids use Linux? They are old enough now. Peter, this is going to be a fun one. You're going to chuckle. My daughter is exclusively a Chromebook user because of her school, of course. And they don't really have computers per se. My son has a Windows computer, actually. We built a gaming computer because he wanted a gaming PC. So he has that, but obviously that's Windows because all he's doing is gaming. But yeah, so I guess you could kind of say yes to that. My wife uses a mix, so it just depends. Do you have any settings that you use in Cloud for? I noticed your TTFB is super low in comparison to my personal testing with Pages. It might be Mr. Parker because I do pay him and I do spend a little bit of money per month to get as good of like the minify and a couple other premium settings. I think resize images I even bother with. But the big thing there is I do optimize my images usually before I upload. So I don't have any really large images to load. Set up dual boot for your son. Try out gaming on Linux too. Yeah, so Peter, I got this new project. And I probably shouldn't tell you guys about this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Actually I think I might have already said this on stream. Let me know. And I repeat myself sometimes. I have an RDNA 3 box, and I got that because one, they want me to do a video on like performance testing. Apparently, they didn't get the memo. I don't do very many hardware reviews, but I'm okay with that because I really wanted this little tiny mini box. It's a B-Link box, and I'm going to put like hollow ISO. I'm going to try and build out like a Steam Deck OS on it and have it boot on the main TV. So all the gaming will be done because my Steam Deck does pretty much everything great. And I do have one Windows box in there that I need to load up like Windows only games on, like anti-cheat and stuff. But I have Moonlight going on it, so I could just put Moonlight on the Steam Deck and then just stream it to the main PC when I want that. So that'll be all Linux. Probably going to try hollow ISO again and see how that goes with the like Steam OS, because man, the Steam OS is looking pretty darn sweet. Yeah, the Steam Deck console for your kid. I mean, a lot of people don't give Steam credit, man. That Steam Deck is damn good. I thought it was all hype, and I even talked down on it before it came out, but then I got it and I was like, Steam did a damn good job. They really did. Oh yeah, make a network share the gaming configs. Yeah, that'd be great. I love it. Oh, Hollow ISO has not had any updates. Stuck at 3.4. Ah, man. Well, we could also do Fedora, probably. Ah. Have you introduced Linux to your son before? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, all my kids have that. I think even my daughter, when she was 9 or 10, we even did I did a video. Linux is so easy, even a 9-year-old could do it or something. And it was my daughter installing, I think I did Pop OS for her. Yeah, I actually finishing up my water now. Yeah, I was doing V8 and water today, Michael. Yeah. And she did pretty good, man. It's so good. Installing Linux is just as easy as installing Windows. It's just it's just that a lot of people are creatures of habit and they hate change. That's just the thing about it. Did she do better than Linus? Then yeah. She didn't stay on it and like game a whole bunch, but yeah, she did it. She did better than Linus. I am looking forward to LTX and seeing Linus, chatting with those guys. I would love to get them. If I can chat about Linux, that'd be great. Oh man, it'd be so good. So that's what I'm hoping. I also am going to run into Tech Hut there. Jeff Geerling's going to be there. I look forward to chatting with him a little bit too. There'll be some really cool people at LTX. Yeah, we'll see. It's a little pricey for me. The plane ticket, I think, was about $1,000. So we'll see how it goes this year. Yeah. 8-Bit Guy. Yeah, I think I'll eventually do a collab with probably 8-Bit Guy or Network Chuck because they're down the block from me. I could drive to their house probably in 30 minutes. Yeah, Texas is fun. I love living here. I love the heat for the most part, except when it's super humid like today. But other than that, I love where I live. It's great. Yeah, Wendell's. I thought Wendell's in Georgia, right? I thought it's a southern state, but I think it's or Memphis. I can't remember. I think he's over there, so he's over a little bit. Kentucky. That's right. Yeah. I think the closest Linux YouTuber to me is probably DistroTube. I think he's Louisiana, and I'm like an hour away from Louisiana. But yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna shut her down for the day. We got some cool configuration done. I'm feeling really good about this setup. You guys, we should take a bet. How long will I? Yeah, how long will I stay on Debian? I'm going to say for my studio PC here, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go all the way to 2024. Bold claim, but I think I'm gonna make it all the way to 2024. You will use DWM longer than Debian. Yeah, probably. I think that's pretty obvious at this point. 5 weeks, Jim says. Yeah, this is a good build. And we're not looking for a new version of Debian for at least 6 months to a year. It's just if something else happens, and I'm kind of curious what Hyperland does. Hyper even on here? That's another thing. Let's see. Apt search Hyper. Yeah, Hyperland's not on here yet, but that's one I'm kind of got my eye on, and I was like, I'm gonna revisit this in like 6 months, or I could just do virtual environment. I mean, oh crap, we need to set up virtual environment too. On my to-do list. But why did you move away from NixOS? Probably just because I wanted to try out the new Debian. And Debian has a little bit, it's easier to build stuff in Debian a little bit, with not having to do like development environments, where with Nix you have to do like a development environment, and just little things about that I missed about Debian, and frankly Arch for that matter too, and Fedora. Having that traditional thing makes sense to me. I think looking at some like immutable type systems, the same thing would have happened to me, where I'm like, I hate immutable systems because I like to tinker too much. And Nix is great if you don't like to tinker a whole bunch. It's more of like, hey, get it set up exactly how you want it and then leave it alone. And y'all know me. I can't leave anything alone. It's just, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, distribution doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I could have stayed on Nix. It would have been fine. It's just fun. Oh, went on a rabbit hole with WeChat. WeChat's fun. I might need to revisit WeChat and see if I can't figure out a way to import emojis. Like I can get most like the winky faces into WeChat. It's the big things like the actual like images and emotes from me waving and stuff like that, that obviously WeChat's not going to have that emote. That's why I kind of use Chatterino instead. Yeah, using GNOME. Ugh, gross. Okay. All right, we're good. We'll end it on that note. All right, y'all. Have a great one. I'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday. I'm going to get to editing these streams down. I got to get Tuesday's stream and this stream chopped up and time stamped and uploaded to Titus Tech Talk. And then just be looking for that NixOS video next week. Oh, and then one more thing. Oh, I forgot to install Synergy. Oh, well, it's fine. I got my other monitor going here. We'll get that going next week. Still have some configuration to do, but yeah, it's a work in progress. Deuces all.